Yeah, hello. Got some molds in the other day, so I thought I'd get out here and do some casting. A couple different dragon heads, unicorns, and then I got a wolf and a little tiger. These are kind of deep, not real big, but they're kind of deep. And I'm casting these up to basically make a positive for doing sand casting, and so I can go basically from silicone mold to metal. And what I have this stuff here from Brick in the Yard, biddy.com. This is a very fast curing resin, very fast curing resin. And on one of their videos I saw, they said, you know, to get the best mixture, you know, to get it more exact and everything, to mix up, don't mix up, they said don't mix up batches smaller than 2 ounces. So that's what I'm going to do, mix up 2 ounces, so that's why I wanted several molds. Hopefully there'll be enough to fill them all. But I'm going to probably try to fill these 2 first, probably this one, then I'll go to this, and then lastly those. And this has got 2.5 minute work time, they say, and a 30-minute demold. So like I said, it's very fast acting, and it's about, they say that's at room temperature, 70 degrees. Out here in the shop right now, looks like it's 53 maybe. So it's pretty cool out here, so hopefully I'll have, you know, definitely a couple minutes. I was mixing some up here a week ago, and pretty much ran out of time. So I poured some into the mold, kind of shallow. I think I just went over the 1 ounce. I'll pour a little bit back in. It's hard to tell when you got, hard to see the line out here in this light when you got a clear product. I probably should have gone with the part A. You can see it a little better, and then when I poured the part B in, I'd still be able to pretty well see what's going on. I think that's pretty close. So I'm just going to try to pour it to level, and then try to go through and see if there's any air bubbles. Last time I just poured a shallow amount in. I was going for air bubbles, and by the time I got ready to pour what was left in the mixing cup, it was already starting to gel. So hopefully we won't have that problem today, since it's in the low 50s right now. So I'm kind of combining hobbies here, combining resin with kind of lay these out. I guess I should start mixing while I'm doing this. I almost need to set a timer. They say you want it mixed good. And with this stuff, you really can't worry too much about bubbles. You got to get try to get your surface bubbles there that are against your mold pattern, because this stuff sets up so fast. If there's bubbles in the middle, it's going to stay there. So that's why I won't, I don't recommend this for jewelry. Well, Let's Resin has some fast curing stuff, but you probably have a 20-30 minute work time with it, because it's a 4-hour demold. Let that kind of flow out together. I'm just trying to get this. I went right over the top of that. Not good. Yeah, it'll be sanded off. And getting that up into the point of the horn. Looks like it's going up there pretty good on its own, but I'll use a toothpick and get it up in there a little further, a little better. I don't really see anything down here on this one. So I got a little bubble, air bubble right there, a little one right here. Pop them or bring them to the surface if I can. The rest of it looks good. Try to work some of the resin up into the points here. Yeah, there's a bubble there, bubble there. Looks like bubbles right there, but it may not be. I'm poking them, but it's not doing anything. Might just be the way the mold is made. Yeah, there's an air bubble come out of that one. There's an air bubble there. So I originally kind of got into this as a way to make positives for doing my sand casting. Right now, in January, I kind of overfilled that one. I got big sheets of sandpaper that I bought at an auction. It made for a big belt sander, so I just cut that in long pieces and run it. Okay, now we'll let these sit for, I'll probably let it sit for an hour, but you know, it's 12:30 in the afternoon now, so 1 o'clock I should be able to demold these. And then I'll spend some time sanding the backs down. I'll come back when we get ready to demold, but you know, I'm kind of off camera here. This one's, I can kind of see it's bubbled up a little bit, but yeah, I know this resin, it kind of shrinks a little as it cures. This one's, okay, it's been an hour. Go ahead and demold these. Nice little dragon head there. Trying to kind of get it around where you can get the shine from the camera. That ought to look really good in copper or brass, probably even aluminum. So now what I'll do, set that one there. I'm starting to pull it apart and not even in the camera view. That's normal to me. I need to put a light right above this table. It's another dragon face. Here's the one right here that I'll be sand casting today. Because I did this one about a week ago. It's already sanded. I'll take these inside the house where it's warmer and let them finish curing overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come out and sand them, and then I'll probably try to cast a few. It's still a little bit soft. That horn's still bendable on the unicorn. So I'll have to be careful with that. I might just put it back in the mold for right now, and if it'll go back in, that'll keep everything pretty well lined up. Keep everything lined up where it's supposed to be, and then by tomorrow it'll be nice and hard. This one's going to definitely, now that I put this on the sandpaper and sand the backs, it'll take care of all this overflow. These, I don't know, they might be a little tougher to mold. So anyway, that's what we got there. So I'll get everything set up, get all this cleaned up, get it set up to start fixing the mold up, the sand casting mold for doing this dragon, and we'll be back. Okay, I think we're about ready to ram up this mold. So we'll set the top piece aside. I guess I should put the piece in there too, huh? Oh, what brush do I want? I think this is the one I was using, this nice big fat one. Spread some of that baby powder around. Now, I kind of want to set it in at an angle for getting everything done that I got to do. Yeah, put a little baby powder on the dragon's face. That's just to keep the Petrobond sand from sticking. And now to bring out my Petrobond. I gotta step over here. This thing is almost too small. I got some new 1x2, so I might see if I can make one up just a little bit bigger than this, and then probably make one just a little bit bigger than my other one. Anyway, we'll get busy here. Just sitting there talking and kind of breaking up the Petrobond in the container. And we'll just kind of go gently. Yeah, it's just sticking to the bottom of that. That's not good. Okay, let me just kind of, yeah, it's kind of moving around in there, so that's not really too good. So let me kind of pack stuff down around the edges so it has nowhere to move to, because there's be resistance. Like I said, my last casting video where the mold separated on me. Yeah, let's get that off of there. I want to go ahead and prepare the top, then I'll come back and work on my it's coming out nice and fine. You kind of figure out where I'll probably vent it right here. Just gonna make it kind of tight in there. And where did my tube go? That's probably not the one I had out for this, but it's probably the one I used yesterday. So I want to run that right about there. Petrobond's kind of cracking and pushing out, so I probably need to pack some. And that just made it even worse, I think. Luckily the mold isn't over that direction. Yeah, I was going to break some fine stuff up and put it in there. I'm almost out of your guys' view, aren't I? Close. Just holding it close to me where I can see what I'm doing. May have to see what I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing. I've done this a couple times, so I'm starting to get the hang of it. Try to make sure it's all kind of nicely packed right there. I was just thinking what I could do while I got that in there. Just go ahead and kind of cut my funnel. Get in there with my fat fingers and pack it down a little bit. Try to make sure there's no fine stuff that the copper can pick up on its way in. should have done before I pulled it out, I should have just wallered it around like this a little bit. Open it up nicely. And same thing on this one, waller it around a little bit. Okay, now we'll go ahead and now what I want to do, I'm going to come, I don't know if you can see this, but I got a horn here, then I got this piece coming up right here where it's thick right there. So I want to come basically right off of that. And that piece isn't real deep. I want to come off of that and make my little vent tube. I just take this and kind of press it down in there. So what I want to do on it, I want to cut a fairly wide path here. Use a paintbrush to kind of get in there, pack all this stuff down. This is where the metal is going to flow in, so we don't need any loose stuff here. It's not as critical here where it's exiting. Okay, I think I'm ready to remove the piece. What I'm going to try to do kind of lift right here and that's not good. Yeah, let me put that back in there. Okay, I went a little crazy with the hot glue this time. Here. So I'll go ahead and put these two halves together, and we'll get out there and we'll heat up some metal, melt some metal, and see what happens. Hey, it's been a couple minutes, so I thought, hey, let's go ahead and demold this thing and see what we've got. I need to make a little base where I can put a clamp, one clamp on each side, and have something the same height for it to sit. I was hoping to see copper come out of the vent, but that didn't happen. Okay. Get the wood out of the way. This thing a little smaller. Well, yeah, looks like it got it all. Started coming out the vent. Started to come out the vent hole. Just knock the. That's the part I was curious about right there. Was going to get that. Looks like it's a little bit thin in there. Let me get over here where I can see the monitor. Yeah, it's a little thin in that top area. My wife says she doesn't like that on there anyway. So I may just go ahead and cut that off and file it off. So now I got to go clean it up and then do my black wax trick to it, and we'll see what we get when we're done. I took it to the wire wheel on the bench grinder. Kind of shined it up a little bit. So now I'm going to kind of cut this off of here. Takes a little bit for it to cut through that copper. Okay, now for some filing and some Dremel work. Yeah, now for some filing and some Dremel work, and then I'll put the black wax on and show you what we got. Okay, they say to heat the metal up first before using the wax. So I got a little toaster oven out here. It's warm. Got it set at 250 degrees, and here you just kind of dab it on. With it warm like that, the wax just kind of melts on there. Now this black wax for metal, I got that at brickintheyardbiddy.com. And you just kind of dab it on. They say after a few days or whatever, this stuff will harden, and it'll give it a protective layer. One of the aluminum ones, my wife was saying paint the eyes red. So I don't know if that would work right now. They may have to be painted before you put the wax on, because it may not stick. And then I try to use the one brush all the time too. The bristles just fill up with that wax. So now that's not the finished product, because what you do, you just put it on there for a few minutes, and then you start wiping it off. And then the wax just stays down in all the recessed parts. You might get a little bit I try to get out as much as I can, but it's still going to leave a good contrast. But the bright shiny copper looked good, but I think this wax gives it a really nice contrast. If I didn't have the wax, I'd probably use gun blue, because gun blue will also darken copper. And I was on Amazon, I found the same company that makes gun blue makes a brass black, and they make an aluminum black. I saw a video of the guy using that aluminum black on a piece of aluminum that he had turned out for a little, I guess, a little pellet gun. And he just had a little bowl, he set that down in there, and it was bubbling away, and then when he pulled it out, it was pitted. I thought, well, I don't think I want to use that stuff. Okay, so with that black wax, I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but I think that brings out a lot of the detail. I don't know if you can notice the flaws. I think where the dirt kind of fell in, I got a little crater right here. It's really kind of hard to notice. And I got some little pits here and there, a little bit of pitting. So I don't think it was a really good cast, but it's only 3:45 right now, so I might go ahead and try to repack the mold and see if I can't melt down a little bit of brass. But I'll probably go ahead and try to get a couple pictures of this and put it on eBay as is. Tell them that the one that is in the pictures is the one you're going to get. If I get some better castings off, then I can probably put multiple on the one ad. But I don't know if you're ever, I probably won't get too many perfect ones anyway. They'll probably all have little defects in them. But there it is in all its glory. So, and this thing weighed 4.8 ounces or 136 grams. So, actually what I may do is I may try to just get some pictures right off of this. I don't know if you can see that written on there. I may have to write it better. But my fine tip Sharpie's kind of giving out on me. So, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll try to leave a link to my eBay store, my eBay page, in the description below, because people have been asking about that. So, what my eBay page was. And the things like this I see, some of them are saying 7+ ounces, and this is only 4.8. So, but they're getting like $25.99. Now for the time it takes to do it, and then you got your cleanup and stuff like that. Got a lot of materials you got to buy, but I could probably see $20–25 a piece on one of these. Yeah, and then you got your eBay fees and you got your shipping fees, so that's $25.99 before shipping. So you'll do good to make $10–15 on one of these by the time eBay and everything else is paid. But still, it's kind of fun. I'm retired, so this keeps me busy. Keeps me away from the TV set for a little while and the computer. Of course, then I got to get on the computer to edit the videos and list these on eBay. So, yeah. So anyway, this is from the silicone mold. Like I said, I did this one in silicone, off silicone mold here. You can find these on eBay. I'll leave a link to the mold also. I think it's kind of a neat looking item, and I'll get it on there and try to get some pictures and get it on there and see if I can sell it. So we'll see you guys in the next video. You take care. Bye-bye.